Actually, I'm going to be showing you how to create your own dress form using a mannequin. Yeah, so as you can see, I'm heavily pregnant, and there's so many videos online that teaches you how to make a dress form using yourself or uh, a model. Okay, but I don't have a model, and myself is, can see there's a bump, so I won't be able to use a dress for me if I decide to use myself. So I decided, I was thinking, okay, what would I use, what can I do to achieve this dress for me? So I'm going to be using a mannequin, female mannequin, to create the dress form. And the other things you're also going to need, of course, you're going to need a blouse, okay, possibly a tap fitted blouse that's made from a stretch fabric is very okay for it, but I don't have that, so I'm going to be using these regardless. And then you're also going to need your dot tape. Okay, so this is the dot tape that I bought. It was literally how much did I get this again? I got it for 2,500 naira. Yeah, it's quite expensive because it's not a very popular tape, and you can find it in places where they sell building materials. Okay, so just ask those people that sell building materials that you want a duct tape. Of course, some of them may not get or understand what you're trying to say, but make sure you have a picture of this already on your phone, and it will be easy for you to find it. Okay, so I had to go to various shops to look for this duct tape, and I eventually got it, and I got it for, like I said, 2,500 naira. I don't know how much to sell it in your vicinity, so maybe you might get it at a cheaper price. Well, I don't know. So you're gonna need this, and of course your scissors and a stand. Okay, so I'll be using this stand, an old stand from a standing fan that I used to have, so I'm going to be using this as well. And to stuff your dress form, you're going to be needing fiber, call it fiber right here. All the stuffings you put in pillows, you can describe it for people that do furniture works. And then when you're looking for stuffing or things, all those things that you put into pillows. If you can't find that, you can also use foam. You can just tear it up into pieces, or get fabrics, old faded fabrics, anyone that you prefer. And another thing, and the final thing you're going to need is, of course, your carton paper. You're also going to need that as well. So make sure you have a carton, an old carton lying around. You can get that anywhere. You can just go to a provision store and you can tell them, please, I want the carton you're no longer using, and you'll be so free. And you'll be surprised at the end of the day, you've spent so little making dress form. So with all these requirements laid out, let's get down to it. So the first thing we're going to do on a mannequin is mark out the crucial parts of the body, which is the shaky part of the body, which is the breast, as you can see, and under the bust and the waist. Okay, so we're going to try to do that. So I'm going to get my duct tape. I'm going to start right under the bust. Okay, it's going to be crazy. Wow. Okay. So I'm going to spin it around. Now to create a fitting. So now you can see I've got the fitting right there. So let me push this over so that you can see it better. So now I've gotten under the bust, I'm gonna go over across the bust. my scissors and cut it off. Okay. Plus it on the shoulder right there. Alright, so the next thing we're going to do now is we're gonna hold down. Okay, we're just gonna keep going over this way. And the mind you, right away I'm gonna cut this off so I don't need the sleeve of the outfit anymore. So I'm just gonna cut this off. With my sleeves, so I'm just gonna continue putting my dusting tape over and over the outfit. Okay, so I'm just gonna keep laying it over till I get this upper part complete, and then we can move to the other parts of the body. Okay, so so you can see how far I've gone with my dress form. I'm going to turn to the back so that you can see. Try and turn this easily as you can to the back, and you can see the back with the little areas. But you can see how smooth it is at the back. Just take your time while you're working on this so that you don't make a mistake or rush things. Okay, right here, let's just a bit of it is broken so you can see the back of my tape. Okay, there, I have an opening here so I'm going to see the back. So you just take your time while you're working with this, don't rush, just let it come out the way it's supposed to. Okay, so now I'm done with the upper part, the body part of my chest form. I'm going to go around to the waist. So what I'm simply going to do is go round, 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 round till I get to the hip. Okay, so take this. Let's start at the back. So we're going to start at the back. And walk my way round. Okay, so let's see, bring round and round. Okay, so you can see that. See how it's coming up nicely. So you can continue round. Okay, so you can see that I'm done with the waist of the dress form and it's looking so good so far. Now I'm going to focus on the back of the dress form. You will notice that the outfit, I have attached a little bit fabric to the bottom of my outfits that I'm using because I realized that the fabric or the material wasn't long enough, and I want my mannequin to get to the hip level so that whatever outfit I'm trying to create, I'll be able to use the hip level to create or to design it. So I attached a little bit of fabric to the bottom. Now I want to focus on creating that butt for my dress form. So I'm going to be focusing on the back, and I'm going to try as much as I can to make sure that I create little bit of fitness for the dress form. So now I'm going to take my tape and pass it through the middle of the dress form, like the center back of the mannequin or dress form in this case. So I'm going to take my tape and pass it through, and then I'm also going to create just the way we did with the bust. That's the same way we're going to try to work on the butt of the mannequin. So I'm just going to pass a straight tape through the center back and then over the butt cheek from one side to the other. So you can see that's what I'm doing right here. I'm going to move on to the second butt cheek from the waist across to the other side of the butt. I feel like I'm so now I'm back to the front of the dress form. So the next thing I'm going to do now is to focus solely on the front, because like I said, I want the dress form to come out as neatly as possible. So I'm going to take my tape and make sure that at this point I'm going to stop going round. I'm just going to concentrate on one side. This is because the body is not a circular form. It's going to be hard passing the tape round the mannequin. So I'm going to try as much as possible to focus solely on the front. So now I'm at the back of my mannequin, and it would be ridiculous to start going straight when I'm trying to make sure that my mannequin or my dress form comes out with butts. So what I'm trying, so instead of going like in a horizontal or in a horizontal way of placing the tape, I'm going to be going sideways so that at the end of the day my tape ends up in the middle of our ass. Sorry, in the middle of the butt, between the two butt cheeks. So I'm just going to be going diagonally. Okay, so that is what I'm doing now.
I've moved on to the other side of the butt cheek, and I'm also just going to work my way the same way I did it first. I'm going to walk diagonally towards the center back of the um, dress form or mannequin. So I'm going to do this until I get past the hip level of the mannequin, then I can continue going straight or circularly like I was doing before. So you can see how far that I've come with my butt cheeks. I can literally mold it into two. I think in my next life I'll try to be a puffer or those people that make portraits or that make images or makes how do I put it? I'm going to be a sculptor. Oh yeah, I'm going to learn to make sculptures. It's so obvious that I'm actually doing the right thing now. So now that I'm done with the diagonal way of placing the fabric and I've gone past and I'm at the end of the hip level, I'm just going to go vertically, horizontally the way I did with the front and make sure my tape gets from one side to the other side of the back piece or the back side of the mannequin. So I'm just going to keep doing this until it is done. So now that I've come to the end of the bottom or the hem of the dress form, you can see how my mannequin came out so great, and it looks up front with a butt cheek that I actually wanted at the back. You can see I really like the outcomes. So you can see how it comes out. I have my mannequin with the boobs and the two butt cheeks that I actually put in handmade. So now that I'm done, I'm going to focus on the neck. Okay, so I'm going to try to cover the neck as much as I can, then go down the way with the waist. After I'm done with the neck, I'm going to flip my mannequin to the back, and I'm going to cut through the center back line of the mannequin. I'm going to make sure that my scissors is firm and is strong and is sharp. You're going to need very very sharp scissors to achieve this, and a lot of patience and tolerance along the way. So I'm going to try as much as I can to cut through using my imagination. If you're not very sure where the center line is, you can take a ruler and pencil and just mark through the middle or what you perceive to be the center back of the mannequin. So I'm going to cut through this and open it up. So you can see that I've done cutting up through the center back line, and you can see my mannequin is now opened up at the center back, and I'm going to try to close it up through the same center back. The opening that I made at center back, I'm going to try to close it up, but in order to do that I have to ensure that the butt cheeks are they correspond or they align and I don't make mistakes. So I'll have to sit on the floor. I thought of while going to the table, but the table seems so far away, so I'm just going to sit on the floor so that you can see how I do it. Because you're trying to put two sides together. So in order to ensure that this is possible, I would use a pin first. I intend to use a pin to secure it correctly, so when I show that everything is properly aligned, and then I can go ahead to use my tape to close it up. This also means that you won't have to take out your pin if you don't want to. It doesn't really matter. So I'm going to be leaving my pin and just tape it up so that everything comes out smooth and nice. So the next thing we're going to do is close up the armhole. Of course, we don't want our armhole open, so I'm going to use the tape to close it up at one side and then at the other side. So at this point, you can decide to close your neck if you want, but I intend to leave it so that whenever I'm putting my stuffing and I need to do some adjustment during the stuffing, it will be easy for me to access the important parts of the dress form, which is mostly the breast. So because the breast is closer to the neck, I will be leaving my neck opened until I'm done with the stuffing. Or you can choose to close it up if you're very good at stuffing things, but because I'm not very good at it, I'm going to leave it open so that if I need to adjust the stuffing in the dress form, it will be very easy to do, especially at the bust and at the neck. So it will be very easy to make the adjustments while I'm stuffing up things inside. So like I said, you can stuff your dress form using fiber. If you can get a large amount of fiber, it will be so great. But if you can get that, you can use your old clothes or torn clothes or pieces of fabric that we have lying around. You can stuff them up in there, or you can also use mattresses. You can piece them up together or fold them into the dress form, just for it to have enough stuffings that you can work with. You need it to be firm and to have structure. So, and that is what you're going to do. So at this point, that's what I'm doing. I'm stuffing up things. You notice putting a lot of things, anything that I can find into the dress form. So you can see that I'm done stuffing up my dress form, and you can see it now has a little bit of structure, which is what I'm going for. So the next thing to do is to close up the dress form. We're going to do that using at the hem of the dress form, that is at the bottom. You will need a carton paper, so I'm just going to use the one that I have lying around. Fit it. If you have the pen, you can just go quickly and mark out the shape that you need, but I don't have a pen, so I'm just going to be using my initiative or weights. And at this point, so when you're done cutting out the cardboard paper, you just close it up at the bottom of the dress form using the dot tape that you have. So I'm going to do that now, and then I'm going to move on to the neck and then close it up and seal it up as well using the carbon paper as well. So you can see that I'm done closing up my dress form. I put the bottom and at the neck, so I'm gonna fix it onto my stand. I'm trying to secure it as tightly as I can. I noticed that the more you pull down the dress form into the stand, the more firm it creates. So I'll just going to push it down as best as I can and make sure it stands. And you can see how it looks. It doesn't entirely look like the original thing, but at least it creates it helps you to display your clothes. I always advise people that when you want to do this, they should go for a solid color dot tape. I know sometimes color dot tapes might look very attractive and look very fun to use, but I usually advise they should go for solid colors like black, silver, and nude colors. This is because when you want to use those dress forms to display your outfits, it tends to bring out the beauty of it. But if you use a pattern or a colored or a more colored dot tape, it ends up hiding the beauty of the outfit that you're trying to display. Now, some of you might be wondering, what's the whole point of using a dress form when you have a mannequin? Yeah, right. But we both know that a dress form is great for draping. You can drape using your mannequin. Mannequin is basically for displaying clothes. You can work with it, you can drape, you can create designs with your mannequin. You can only do that with a dress form because you'll be able to pin your fabrics and your clothing item on it, and it will work out the way you want it. So that's the whole point of having a dress form. But this is just something that you need to do temporarily. Like, okay, well, you can do this when you don't have a lot of cash or money to buy a dress form. But at the end of the day, there are some pros and some cons using this kind of dress form. Why it's cost efficient. It may not give you the best result in the sense that because it's made from stomach tape, it can be a bit sticky. Your pin might get lost, or your pin might just get stuck. It's just for gonna refuse to come out. So those are the pro or the cons of using this kind of dress form. So advice: this should just be a temporary way for you to design your clothes. When you have enough money, I advise you to go for the real thing, which you can purchase online or you can get from a a a, a a tailoring shop or from an accessory shop. So I want to thank you so much for joining me on this tutorial. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope I didn't bore you. Well, the you make your mannequin, and I can't wait to see yours. So if you intend to try it out, please make sure you tag me on Instagram or on Facebook at the Q Effect. Okay, so I would like to see you on mannequin, and I would like you to get one if you can, get the real thing if you can. If you have the money, please go for it so that you can be part of the intermediate training class we're going to be having this June. Yeah, this is why I had to go to this extent to create this dress form, because we're going to be doing a lot of draping. This is why I went to the extent of showing you how to make a dress form so that you can make one for yourself and you can be a part of a class. Thank you so much once again, and make sure you subscribe. Don't forget to subscribe, please. And give it thumbs up if you like the video, and I'll see you next time on more free tutorials. Mwah. Bye.